That's a pretty lame question. You should know, and you do know actually, since I'm sitting in front of you, and you brought me here to work this little tournament of yours. I'm the Beast King, FTM.
I'm Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith Jr. from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm here representing Canada.
Absolutely nothing. Whether it be Canadian, Ukrainian, from Afghanistan, Venezuela, the country doesn't mean anything. The country's a landscape. Every country on this planet is a landscape that I want to fill with a misery, a path of misery, which I'm building day by day.
It means the world to me to be representing Canada right here tonight for the World Cup. Mark my words, my family is so important right here in Canada. I'm here to represent that family lineage. I'm here to represent the Hart family and the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, my father. Mark my words, I'm going to the top. I'm in it to win it.
I'm gonna win it. Not because I need to prove anything to myself. Not because I want to be listed as the world's greatest wrestler. No. I'm gonna win it just to make sure that nobody has that joy. Nobody gets that reaction of pure happiness of being the best. I want to make sure everybody winds up miserable after they lose in that tournament.
I'll tell you one thing right now, nobody here tonight can match my size, my ability, and I'm a little bit mean in there. When I slap on one of those submissions, whether it be the sharpshooter, crossface, or whether I pile drive somebody, I'm a nice guy, but I'm here to win this thing by any means necessary. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is a fighter, competitor, world champion grappler. I'm here to kick anybody's ass because I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Well, we're getting ready for our second first round match here in the Canadian World Cup qualifiers. Here's the tale of the tape for Franky the Mobster and Harry Smith.
And we are about to see the appearance of the son of a true wrestling legend, son of the Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog Harry Smith in the WCPW World Cup.
Of course, Smith's father, the British Bulldog, had so much success around the world, and Harry Smith will be the favourite here. But Franky the Mobster, FTM, with something to prove.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a first round match in the World Cup Canadian qualifiers. Introducing first, from Montreal, Quebec, weighing in at 258 pounds, this is the Beast King, FTM!
FTM wearing that intimidating headwear to the ring, and he is no slouch. You know, I feel almost bad saying that Harry Smith is the favourite, because this man has been an Iron Man champion in CZW. He's had titles across Canada in Canadian Championship Wrestling, Northern Championship Wrestling, many others. This is going to be a real test of a man who is part of the Hart-Smith dynasty.
And without question, the horniest professional wrestler in all of Canada.
Beg your pardon?
The horns on his head are huge.
And his opponent, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 250 pounds, this is Harry Smith!
Well, Harry Smith actually bears some similarities to Rene Dupree. He's been wrestling from a very early age, in fact from the age of 8 in Harry's case, and of course, like Dupree, had a stint in WWE before really having a lot of success on the independent scene afterward.
But as we saw in our opening contest, Dave, being the most experienced and recognisable athlete in this tournament isn't always an advantage, because FTM, just like Michael Elgin earlier, is hungry and wants to make an even bigger global name for himself against a more established, more experienced opponent.
Much like his father, Harry Smith has had some of his best success in tag team wrestling. He was a tag team champion in WWE and more recently in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But looking to really get what would be the biggest singles accolade of his career if he could bring home the Pro Wrestling World Cup for Canada.
What would you call a tag team between Harry Smith and René Dupree, the Frenchman?
French Bulldogs?
The British Bullfrogs.
Oh, goodness sake.
You know, because they're French.
Yeah, I get it. FTM is trying to surprise Smith here with an explosive start, but a forearm will slow him down. Smith goes to the ropes and a drop kick.
And Harry Smith has been on a crash diet recently. He has been getting in incredible shape. MMA training, and you can really see the difference. Look at the strength and speed of Harry Smith. I mean, this guy was formidable as a force anyway in pro wrestling, in my opinion, but losing those extra pounds has just made him so much quicker, so much more explosive, and FTM is feeling it right here on the concrete floor.
Yeah, Smith has adopted the running power slam of his father as his own finishing move, and that was almost a variation of that sent Franky down to the mat. You saw Franky's back arching backwards as he writhed in agony. Smith sends Franky lower back first into the corner of the ring apron.
And you're seeing why. Muscular definition on the lower back is so important. As a man who recently slipped a disc in his back, let me tell you, Dave, that is extremely painful. And that's the reason that wrestlers work so much on that lower back, because it takes such a pounding. And if that had happened to a normal person, Dave, this one would be over. But these are not two normal men. Let me finish.
Sorry, go on.
They're two men qualifying for the Canadian leg of the WCPW World Cup. Now you can go.
Well, I had to wait for you to say that. We know that already. Goodness sake. Well, I was going to say that Smith is using that camel clutch again, trying to add some pressure to that lower back, and that is an example of the pedigree of Smith, that he's been brought up in that technical style by Stu Hart, by Bruce Hart, by his own father, knows exactly how to hone in on a body part.
I mean, when you grow up as a member of the Smith and Hart family, you literally couldn't have a better education when it comes to catch as catch can, technical, ground-based submission wrestling than that. I mean, they are like the royal family of in-ring competition.
Smith with a snap suplex on Franky. Side press, look at him hooking his arms behind there.
And that snap suplex shades of course, his dad's tag team partner, another man who made waves starting with his career from England, going over to Canada, and then becoming a huge star and WWF Tag Team Champion, the legendary Dynamite Kid Tommy Billington.
Of course, Harry Smith has a lot of roots in England, but he is a Canadian, grew up in Calgary.
But no roots on his head, he's dyed all of them out. He's very blonde.
Go for the neck breaker here is Smith. He gets it. Wow, with authority as well. Franky is in trouble here. He's barely been able to get going in the first few minutes of this one.
He prefers FTM.
FTM. Why?
Well, because if you call someone Franky the Mobster, that's just a recipe to get arrested. FTM's like a code. He tried to be conspicuous, as you can tell by the giant horns he came to the ring with.
It's a really clever code. It's just the initials of the words. But anyway, Smith is trying to wear him down. FTM. Got those elbows into the stomach of Smith, but Smith...
Oh, went to the eyes. WTF.
The referee is not happy with that, but he's going to let this one keep going. It's a warning, though, for Harry Smith. And let's not forget the winner of this has to face Michael Elgin in what will probably be about an hour's time. If you're Elgin watching this, Alex, who would you rather face in the second round?
That's a good question. I mean, if I wanted a world-renowned caliber match, I'd want Harry Smith. But the punishment FTM's taken, I think if I wanted to advance, I'd want him.
There could be more punishment here because Smith is going for, I think, a powerbomb. And it's a strength of FTM, which is able to backdrop him out of that situation.
OMG.
What is it with your acronyms today?
Well, he's at FTM. I'm on brand, on topic.
For goodness sake, here we go. FTM going to the second turnbuckle. Smith to his feet, but not for long because there's a missile dropkick. And now the cover from Franky. He gets two, but he only gets two because Smith gets the left shoulder up. Again, every minute longer this goes on is an extra minute that Michael Elgin has to recover and that the eventual winner of this one doesn't have.
Big back elbow there by Harry Smith. Comes off in a lariat, but FTM still standing. Wow.
And this is where the strength, the power of FTM is going to be a match for Harry Smith in a way that most of Smith's opponents aren't.
Oh, he caught the leg. Spins back around and finally takes him down and turns him inside out.
Nearly knocked his head off his shoulders, but isn't it enough to go to the second round? Not quite. Highly competitive match here between FTM and Harry Smith.
And it needs to be competitive, Dave, because some of the best wrestlers in the world have already qualified. Men like Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay, Penta L0M, and of course Rey Mysterio, all waiting in the wings, qualified in this World Cup.
They're all going into the last 16. Which will be a tournament at the end of August as Smith goes for a cover again, and once again FTM gets that shoulder up. Yeah, absolutely. The list of competitors that is growing by the week for that final tournament in this Pro Wrestling World Cup is nothing short of jaw-dropping.
It's OTT.
Can you stop?
Is he going for that? I thought he was going for that delayed suplex, shades of his dad, but instead, and possibly even worse, he's taken FTM to the top rope.
Well, Harry Smith is clearly looking to end it here. And if he lands what I assume is a superplex attempt, you've got to think it will be over. FTM is fighting though. He knows the jeopardy he's in. Was that a bite? I think he was maybe bit him there. The ref didn't get a clear look at it by the looks of it as he...
Oh, blockbuster neck breaker!
Goodness me, cover! This could be a huge upset! A huge upset!
He did. Harry Smith kicked out. But I mean, it wasn't a lackadaisical kick out. That was a kick out from a man whose vertebrae has been compressed and his nervous system is clearly stunned. I mean, that was more of a roll out of desperation than a kick out.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly emphatic, was it, from Smith? And Smith looks like a man who is out on his feet. FTM smells blood here. Going for that choke bomb, the credibility statement he calls it. Oh, the low blow from Smith. Ref didn't see it. That's a shortcut from Harry Smith.
Oh, that kick to the nether regions.
Well, Smith's pleased with himself. Surprise at Harry Smith.
Dave, that's not a power bomb. That's a pile driver. Centre of the ring. If he hits this one is over. Oh my God.
The skull of FTM bounces off the canvas. That's two. That's three. And Harry Smith advances to the second round.
Harry Smith.
Well, impressive showing there from FTM. But you know what that means, Dave? We are going to see Harry Smith against Michael Elgin in the second round. What a match that's going to be.
It was impressive, but I'm disappointed in Harry Smith that he took a shortcut there to pick up the win as FTM was gaining momentum. Not a tactic that is worthy of his lineage. In any case, though, Harry Smith will advance, as you say, Smith versus Elgin in the second round of these Canadian qualifiers. The winner will go on to the finals to represent Canada. More first round action coming up in just a moment.